Welcome, ladies, to another episode of our Face for It Summit. We are here today with a wonderful Theresa Menting, all the way from, and I don't know if I'm going to say it right now, but it's Fond du Lac. Is that right?
On Black, yep.
On the lag. There we go. And Theresa is a business owner. She is a mentor. She's an educator. She is a life coach, and she is passionate. And that's what I love about her. She is passionate about working with women within a community and building a strong community of women. So today we are going to talk about exactly just that. We are going to talk about how the community and the tribe actually supports women in thriving, in growing faster, in being in their power. And we are going to dive deeper into that. I just want to mention in 2017, Theresa, you founded Women's Empowerment Series, and it's a mentorship program, right? It's to educate and empower women in your community. And we'll talk about that too. And then I want to mention Theresa is very special because she is a public speaker. She has first spoke on the TEDx platform, TEDx stage in 2019. Was it 2019?
Yep.
Yeah, so let's talk about that as well. How do we take it to that next level, and how do we contribute and give back to community by public speaking and by saying really what's important and what's on our mind? So welcome to the show, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me.
And I know I didn't say all of your achievements, so could you please tell us a little bit more about all that you do and all that you're up to?
Sure. I actually also own the voice and acting studio, and we teach voice, piano, acting, guitar lessons. So I have instructors from all over that teach lessons for that. I went to school in New York City for musical theater. And then I also own an event company. So we do corporate events, weddings, nonprofits, fundraisers, and everything in between. I created the first in-home music and memory program for Fond du Lac County as well. So that was very exciting. And that's kind of where the Women's Empowerment Series transitioned through. So my role with Fond du Lac County then transitioned to volunteer coordinator, which then led to me finding and developing the Women's Empowerment Series.
So tell us a little bit more about that, because I know that you are helping women, like overcome diversity and you're helping them heal. So tell us a little bit more about what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I started the Women's Empowerment Series at Fond du Lac County, really went and interviewed all of our past volunteers and mentors to see what they loved and what they struggled with while they were volunteers for Fond du Lac County.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found a lot of people found a passion in these women who come from different backgrounds, and they need help. They feel broken, and so we created a class that goes through domestic violence, mental health, diversity, codependency, bereavement, all different types of topics. And instead of having someone mentor with the person and throwing them out into the universe, we actually created these classes that they do with their mentors. And it's developed into a program also for their kids. So their kids go through mirrored classes as the mamas, and they have their own mentors as well. So it's really creating this sisterhood and these relationships for the women and also their children.
That's so beautiful to see. And so tell us what results do you see? How do women thrive inside the sisterhood or inside that tribe? And why is that so important for us females to be part of that community of other females?
Absolutely. So we all have different backgrounds. We all have different personality types, and we all are involved in different organizations or different groups of people. And many times you can feel as if you're the black sheep of that group, or people don't understand you because you've gone through something no one else has.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really creating that sense of understanding and sisterhood within these relationships. These women just thrive, and not only the women, but the mentors. There are things that we heal from and we touch base on that a lot of people may put in the back of their mind and think that it doesn't bother them anymore, when there are little things that happen in their lives that it does affect. So having that sense of core relationship outside of your professional relationships, outside of your friend relationships, outside of your spouse relationship, having this separate group that can really dig deep and be there through all of those realizations. It's a really strong bond, and it's a really beautiful thing that happens when you just join together. And there's different backgrounds, even financially, education wise. It's really quite amazing what we do when we just open our mind to the world.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that is wow. So one thing that I know is that in this age, in this era, we are missing that human connection. Like we are all, and we feel it so strongly now that we are all quarantined and we cannot really go out and be with people. Like we are just hanging out through this, Zoom or whatever platform we choose, or the phone. But it's not enough. Do you guys feel it too? Like it's not enough. We need that strong human face-to-face connection. And so it's very important that women kind of flock together, and we are hanging together and supporting one another. So what I spoke about a lot in this summit is how self-care is very important, and this is a part of self-care, correct? It's like, yeah, that it soothes our soul when we are with other women who are on the same page, and we help each other thrive. So what is one thing that you guys focus on, like how do you help each other? Is there anything specific you do, or is it different at every meeting or in every situation?
So every single class is different. There's different
Mm-hmm.
topics, but we've added this year the first 15 minutes of mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have an art therapy or a creative activity. I feel that it's so important for healing and people's journeys to expressively create and emote. So we have hand castings that we do and write about expressive poetry, about the beauty of your hands. And we have different weeks of makeovers. So just those makeovers of the women, how feeling beautiful on the outside after you work them up and you really heal on the inside, how that final makeover and that change just is, it is just astounding. It really truly is. So just really focusing on women and their journeys, and every week focusing on different projects and different things in the class, different topics. But we always come back to that mindfulness. We always have time for them and their mentors, and we always have time for bonding and listening and learning. So though we do have a structured class, we do have additional things that we bring in.
Got you. I love how you touched on one very important thing, and that's okay. You are using makeover as a form of therapy, right? As a healing tool, and this is so cool to me because it kind of goes both ways. We are talking a lot about how we need to be beautiful on the inside, and we need to fall in love with ourselves and give to ourselves to really like develop that part of us, right? That soul part, and be beautiful people, and then it's going to shine through, and we are going to end up being gorgeous on the outside as well. Now when we fall in love with ourselves, we spend more time taking care of ourselves, it shows up on the outside. But it also works the other way, like you just said. It works for someone who might be wounded inside, in their soul, And if we help them see how gorgeous they are on the outside, they start seeing their value again, and they start digging deeper, and they start falling in love with themselves. So it could work both ways, and that's so magical to me. That's beautiful. So
It is a beautiful thing.
yeah, so it's interesting. I've never heard of someone healing through makeovers. So wow, like
Oh,
good job, you guys. That's awesome. Now let me ask you this: what would you tell someone? So this summit is for busy women. We are all busy working professionals, just like you are. You have your plates full as well, and you juggle many of them. But let me ask you this: when it comes to stress and anxiety, because that will show up in our lives sooner or later, all the time for some of us, how do you handle that? What is your go-to activity or go-to I don't know, tool that you use to relieve your stress and your anxiety when it comes to it?
my big thing, I love to take baths. I love
Mm,
essential oils, and I love to put a nice face mask on and listen to some music that just soothes my soul. Maybe a nice glass of wine after a long day of work, but just sitting and
mhm,
decompressing. And I think that really removing yourself from everything and focusing on yourself. Be selfish for a bit.
mm,
Put
mhm,
yourself first. Um, I love doing masks with my daughter. We'll do face masks, and she'll have these little peels and all, the Biore strips. She just loves putting all of these things together. So just
mhm.
feeling good about yourself, but it really helps with that anxiety. Just pause for a moment and take time for you.
I love that you are doing it with your daughter. How old is she? How old is
She
your
is
daughter?
7.
Yeah. So you're teaching your little girl how to do it for herself when she grows up, which is wonderful. We all ladies, all moms who have little girls, little daughters, and even boys. I mean, boys need to learn this too. We need to teach them by example. So like taking care of ourselves and being like is it selfish? Some people feel guilty around that, like they feel guilty for taking that time away from their family and their children and spending time in the bathtub with their glass of wine by themselves for like an hour. And it's not selfish. There is no need to feel guilty, because by doing that we take care of us, but we also teach our young ones how to do it later on when they grow up, right? So we are being the good example. That's wonderful. Wow. So what does radiant beauty mean to you?
Radiant beauty. I
Mhm.
feel that radiant beauty is really mixing, going back to what I was talking about before, mixing that body and soul.
Mhm.
So feeling you're fully complete on the inside, and
Mhm.
then on the outside, fueling it with and putting on a nice lipstick or a pair of shoes, something that makes you feel good. Everyone has outfits that make them feel remarkable, or a type of style that they have, and it will radiate when you just put that on. You're going to feel so much more confident. I love lipstick. I love earrings. I love jewelry. I love all of that stuff. And even during this quarantine, we have to be kind to ourselves. We have to put ourselves first, so we have nowhere to go. We can still put on a nice outfit one day or 2 days a week. Go wear your pajamas, put your yoga pants on, play with your kids, do things that you don't normally do. That's great. But always do those days that are for you, and you're going to radiate. You're going to have this beauty that just comes off of you because you just feel so much better about yourself. And when you're vacuuming because you're at home quarantined, you're going to be the best vacuumer ever. You're going to look so good vacuuming because you're owning it with your nice heels on and your lipstick, right?
I have that image from back like in the 50s, right? Well, like we know from the movies, like the woman is in high heels and pencil
Yeah,
skirt, and she's vacuuming and she's like all made.
yes.
But it's true. It's true. Just because we are home doesn't mean we have to wear like, dirty t-shirt and sweatpants that are baggy and hanging all the way down to our ankles. Like we can still look stylish. We can still look nice. We can put on some, I don't know, nicer shirt and, and
Yes,
nicer pants, right? And feel great. Still comfortable, but great. So
yes.
yeah, and lipstick, ladies, makes all the difference, let me tell you.
Nice lipstick. It
Let
really
me tell you.
works.
That is so true. So, I mean, you look gorgeous. Tell us your secret. What's your secret? What's your routine?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always love to start the day off with a toner, and I use some rose water. I hide my circles, my bags under my eyes. Got to put that on, right? Yep, get that, cover those up.
Yeah.
Put on a nice moisturizer. I always make sure that I put on moisturizer and it has an SPF in it. I really am a stickler on that. And then I have my makeup that I always put on. But then at night, I make sure that I wipe off all of my makeup. I have some really great products that I use, from masks and cleansers and toners and eye gels and creams.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my hair up in a messy bun. And then it doesn't matter. It's, just all sitting and working into my face, and drinking water before I go to bed. I always drink, like, I drink a nice big glass about an hour before I go to bed with some lemon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll also I take fish oil. I think that really is amazing. Um, I also will use some geranium in my face oil or face masks at times. Different oils I'll mix in too. So yeah.
That is great to know. Now we know what to do.
Yeah.
To look as pretty as you. Wow. Yeah. And so, Teresa, I know that you are offering very generous offer to our ladies, and you would like to invite them to see something you do and watch you do it, and you want to contribute to their well-being and their healing if they need it. What is it that you brought with you today?
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to women's empowerment, our first class of this third year was supposed to start on March 12th.
Mhm.
And I had to make the devastating decision to postpone because of what we're going through right now in our economy. And I couldn't jeopardize anybody's health. So we're postponing it to the fall, but we created this community empowerment series that's virtual on our Facebook page, on Women's Empowerment Series. And this series is so amazing because it's people from all different areas talking about real issues that we're going through right now as women,
Mhm.
from the stresses and anxiety of the unknown, being all cooped up in your home, to feeling really great. And we have a stylist that's going to be talking about taking out outfits from your closet and revamping it up with what you have, and different tricks and tips about your closet. We have people talking about the non-Pinterest parent and how we can so easily compare ourselves, self-care and meditation. But one of the things, so I invite all of you to please go on our Facebook page, on our website, and watch them. They're fantastic speakers. But I will also be doing a talk just for this group that I will be sending to you. And I'm going to be talking about cultivating confidence through community, and how we can follow the signs of our world and our nation, and the signs of the universe of how we should gauge our business, and those transitions of, sometimes I feel I need to go in this direction, but the universe is pulling me this way.
Mhm.
So listening to the universe and making those wise business decisions, how to quick think and react. We had to really think fast on the series and how we were going to help all of these women and children in a very short amount of time turn this around. So how can you problem solve? So we're going to be talking about those things as well. And I will be sending that to you and as a gift.
Well, thank you in the name of everybody who's watching. Thank you so much. And you ladies know where to find it. It's right below this video. See that button? You click on it, and that's how you get it. You get access to it. And yeah, any last thoughts? Any last ideas that you would like to add?
Yeah, my big thing that I always say is to just trust yourself.
Hmm.
If you have a feeling that you should try something new or you think it's a great idea, just do it. Go for it. Uh, you never ever will know unless you try.
Yeah.
And that is something that I take very seriously. Trying and just working really hard. You're going to have a few things that don't pan out, and it's okay. But just be kind to yourself. Don't judge yourself, and take risks. Those are some advice that I have for all of you.
That is so beautiful and powerful. Be fearless and be unstoppable, ladies.
Yes,
Let's go.
yes.
Let's do this. Thank you, Theresa, for being on our show. Thank you so much for sharing all the awesome stuff that you guys do in your community. And thank you for including us and inviting us in. We would love to jump in and see what you do and how we could support you maybe or grow with you. So thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're right. And you ladies, for you, I have a last minute tip. We are going to see you tomorrow again on this series. And tomorrow we are going to talk about something juicy and spicy. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. So I will see you all tomorrow. You have a great day and check out Theresa's gift. Have a good one, everyone.